Okay, back on the 4440. Today I have injectors and injection pump to put back in, and that's probably all I'll get done today. But anyway, we'll take a look at this injection pump over here. I got the gear out of it right now just to kind of show that inside of there you got your holes, and here's your slots to adjust. Well, when you have this in the motor, this gear, you won't be able to spin the gear, obviously. You'll be putting the pump on in through here, and the gear sits behind this, and you'll be looking through here to see that there. And then you got some slots here. So what we're gonna do is now, shoot, that fits on there pretty good. So now this gear, I put a dot on there for my own reference, but really the way these are, that's a little nick there, but these, there's no timing marks on them to where when you assemble the motor you have to line up all the little marks, and it can spin 360 times before it lines up with them marks again. This isn't like this. It's really straightforward. As long as those line up with your holes on the back and your timing marks are lined up through this sight hole, you should be golden. To the injectors, this is number 1. Okay, that's about as good as I can get it without making it blurry. But down in there, that's where the seat is. You see there's a little bit of carbon buildup. And then around that, you'll see it kind of cups, and you'll get some rust. I kind of cleaned that up a little bit. There's not really much you can do. You're gonna get stuff down in the cylinder either way. You just gotta be kind of, I guess, diligent in what you're using. When you start the engine, I mean, that stuff's just gonna blast right out of there immediately, but you have to have that seat clean, and preferably up the side of the injector, use some Never Sees. It's suggested to use Never Sees all the way from, oh, that's upside down, all the way from here on up to the threads, and that will help prevent any kind of rusting or sticking, because when these rust too bad, it gets to the point where you'll just never get them back off very easily anyway. Now, as far as my hardware, I got, let's see here, those are just my return line fittings. Okay, here's some washers. Okay, now these washers here, these steel washers, a lot of these injectors, they run a copper washer. This runs a steel washer. That's why it's very important to keep that surface clean in the bottom of the head there, because this is where the washer goes on this surface. Here's your injector where your spraying port is under this cap. There's no give to these metal washers, so if there's any bit of debris in between the washer and this surface here, and you go to torque it down and you don't have it right, you're going to get a little bit of compression loss there, and you're going to have a bad time. So we got to get that really clean, and most of us farmers don't have the right tool to do that in our shop, but we do have is 12 gauge shotguns usually, and the cleaning kit for those, it works pretty good. You can stick it down in there and just kind of twist her down in there real good. And now when I go to blow that out, now there's a hole that injector, that injector sits into. So what I do is I stick this hose down in there to where that hole is, and then I blast it out. So what I'm doing essentially is I'm building pressure down in the cylinders, and using that pressure to blast the garbage back out of the port for that injector. That's the closest thing I've ever been able to come up with for installing an injector without putting too much garbage down inside of the cylinder itself. So maybe right, maybe wrong, but it works for me. Never had a motor screw up yet, and I used to work in a agricultural repair shop years ago, and I've done a number of these without even really knowing too much of what I was doing, and never screwed it up. So now I got to get the tripod set up, and we'll start with putting the pump in. All right, I got the backside painted. Oh, I thought I'd do the front side after I got it put together, because it shouldn't be a problem. All right, let's see. I'll worry about the timing marks here once I get it actually installed. Right now what I gotta do is, let's see, actually get it on here. What a puzzle. Oh, okay, here we go. I got the O-ring on there pre-lubricated on the pump, and there we go. Okay, but yeah, anyway, I got that pre-lubricated. And that is the only thing that keeps the oil from coming out. There's no gasket. Okay. That's just enough to hold me on there for a minute. Now, let's see if I can get this gear. Okay, I thought it'd be fun just to do this like this for visual aspect of it. But okay, so right there we're looking at the back side of the pump, and right here, oh, where I'm sticking my finger through here, that's where the timing marks are at. So what I got to do is put the timing gear on here now. And this is where it comes into play with that timing gear being slotted. So I have room there to kind of wiggle it onto the gear. So what I'm going to do is try to persuade this to go in, because the tolerances are really tight. And once you get it started, it's not easy to get it back off. Okay, so let's see if you can see in there now. You can see, I think you can see there that those holes are all the way to one side. Now that's not really ideal, because I'm thinking, okay, now that I can see, and you can see that tab on the left there, that's off the pump. So what I want to do is, there's a little bit of a notch in the side of the casting. I don't know if you can really see it too good. Right in here, there's a notch, and I'm trying to line, oops. Well, anyway, I'm trying to line that up now. So that's about center. Now where that is, that's in the middle of the groove of my injection pump. So you see right there. So now I'm in the middle. Whoa, what did I do? Okay, I'm in the middle of the notch there, so that's like center. So now that I've got that for a reference, now I'm going to go back around and get in there now. Okay, so you see my whole alignment there. So I'm kinda, looks like that's about as center as I'm gonna get. And I'm on the gear tooth. So I can put the bolts back on that, slap some Loctite on it, torque it down, and I can be good with that. And then I can go back around and time my marks. See, I'm off there. But like I said, once I get my bolts in there, now I can adjust that, and I will be adjusting that from the pump side, and I have plenty of room to make up for that little gap there, because that's like maybe, it looks like to me from here, maybe a couple of millimeters difference. And then if you look down here, well, shoot, I've got like 8 or 10 millimeters. I can go back and forth either way, so I should have no problem getting that in time at the way it is. And remember, now I got my bolt in here. Well, it's painted now, but this is all I've got in here for that hole. There's a hole back there, and it's at top dead center. Also, I can see it, that it's top dead center from here too. All that, and when I had the timing cover off, the factory paint marks were still on the timing gear. It's on the other side of this gear. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. The original paint's still on there from when they timed it and put it together in John Deere in 1978. All right, see if I can get these bolts back in. Now I'm just going to use a little bit of the blue Loctite on these, because it's important to Loctite these for the fact that you definitely don't want them to move, because then you lose your timing, and that ain't no fun. I'm going to torque these down to, I want to say, maybe 30 foot-pounds. I don't know. It doesn't feel quite right, and I don't know, I just couldn't find the torque specifications on it. Uh-oh. Okay, 35. I don't know, I think I could go to 40. Still be okay. I mean, like I said, I don't want them to move. 40 might not even be enough. I don't know. Let me know if I'm doing something wrong. Well, you know, now we're starting to feel kind of solid there at 40. I think 40 should be sufficient. I'm gonna go with the 40. All right, and I got that on. Now, let's see if I can time it. Did I time it? Oops. I'm looking at the phone. To me, it looks like that's pretty timed. See now, you don't want it to be, oh, that's a little on the retarded, and that'd be a little on the advanced right there, a little bit above it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, ideally you want it a little bit perfect, but what I like to do is just leave it slightly, ever so slightly advanced, because it seems to me like every time I go to snug things up, then what happens to me is the thing slips, and when it does, it slips to the retarded side, and then the thing runs like crap. So I think now all I gotta do is probably get it a little bit better than that, but yeah, anyway, that's pretty much dead center. So we're at top dead center on our number one. We got our fuel pump timed. I just gotta torque down the pump itself so it don't move anywhere now. And then injectors and injector lines. Okay, now as far as taking a torque wrench to the pump, it's like impossible. You'd have like a foot of extensions on it, would give you a completely obscured measurement. It'd be completely pointless. So you just tighten them. That's pretty much all you can do. Just tighten it. Okay, so that's pretty much the extent of that. That's all you got to do to install one of these pumps and time it. So yeah, as long as your motor is on number one, top dead center, that's all there is to it. Okay, so for every injector, I've got a new O-ring that goes around this nut right here after it gets tightened down, because that's what keeps the dirt and stuff out of it. And on this end here, I got the steel washer that is the steel washer for the injector. It's not just a random steel washer out of the bolt bin. Okay, so my surface is nice and clean. I can install my washer there, and I have some high temperature 1800 degrees Fahrenheit never sees for this. And what I'm gonna do is just kind of give her a nice healthy dose all the way around. Not so much down on the tip so much, but you do want to put just a little bit in there. And what that will do is it will just help you seat your washer up so you can, you know, stick it down in there. Try not to get any on the end of the nozzle or anything, obviously. But now with a nice heavy coating on there like that, I will never have to worry about this thing getting stuck in here. Now, I don't have the actual tool for this. A lot of guys use a 15/16 wrench. Alright, slap my O-ring on there. Alright, now my new O-ring for my return line fitting. And this injector will be on. Just done. Alright. I guess another thing to note here is when I took these injectors out, I did number them. Looks like my number 5 is a little bit rubbed off. I've already got number 1 in. The number, yeah, see, so that's number 6 for sure. So that's definitely number 5. Another thing I thought of too to point out when you go to grease these up, because it is best to grease these up to get the washer to seat properly when you go to stick it down in the injector. Otherwise it just falls off like that there, and you're not going to have that cap on there, obviously. But for right now, I do have the cap on there because I gotta do this one-handed. When I put my never sees on here, what I can do is I can squish it down in there. Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna get it in there real good. But anyway, so okay, now get that to sit on there. Oh, sit. Squeeze it on there. Now that should sit there kinda. Oh, there, it gave me a few seconds. But anyway, I'll try that out. I know the other one, the first one I got in there, that one. So, I mean, it's sticking. That will make it stick. Just have to have it pressed up there good and tight. And then before I go to put the injector on, well, I'm going to smear some more stuff on there. I'm going to go all the way. That's way too much. Okay. But anyway, I think I hopefully got my point across. So before I go to stick this in, I'm going to kind of brush that around a little bit. Pop that little cap off there and stick my injector in, and then repeat the process. Put my injector lines on, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, well, in case you're wondering why I stopped and just started going to town with the Rust-Oleum, it's because I don't have the rubber tees for the return line. So this is going to be kind of the showstopper for the injection pump portion of this build. But yeah, okay, so other than the return lines, if I were to tighten the nuts off the injection lines on the pump and leave these just kind of loose while I prime it and get some fuel up in it, which is what I'm going to do, because right now I don't even have the fuel filter canisters on it yet or a fuel tank, which I'm hoping is going to be next video, because I'm hoping next video I get to start it. I've been really waiting to start this thing. I've had it down all winter, and after doing all this work, yeah, you know, new pump, new injectors, new turbo. I'm going to reset the valve lash next video now that I got the pump in it. Now that I got the pump in it also, now I can take out my my pin here to let me know that I'm at top dead center, because I don't need that anymore, because pump's done. So big important there. So you take out your pin for that, and then I got a little plastic cap around here someplace for it. I thought it was in a bolt tray. Okay, yep. So then I got a little plastic cap with an O-ring on it that goes back in there. Put that in, and we are done with our injection pump for, well, until I get those return line tees. These guys here, they get kind of cracked and, well, wore out, and if I'm doing all this, I might as well just replace them anyway, right? So I believe this was let's see, part 3 of this build. I don't know, I'm still really new to YouTube, but anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Please smash the thumbs up button. I could use all the likes I can get, and maybe even the subscribe button. That'd be great. But yep, see you next time.